The Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
We open up with breaking news here at 10. Our newsroom just came across this video from New Haven Fire Twitter of a scrapyard on fire. This is on Middletown Avenue in New Haven. We are working to get more details, and we will keep you updated. We're also following developing news tonight. For the last 3 hours or so, dozens of people have been waiting for a town committee to decide if it will allow a massive warehouse project to move forward. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Some people in East Granby are concerned that warehouse could bring more trucks, more noise, and real safety issues to their neighborhood. That meeting's still going on right now. We have some video from earlier tonight. You can see the Planning and Zoning Committee here. They're considering a special use permit for a warehouse to be built on Rainbow Road. The land in question is in what's called a transitional area. It's not too far from homes, though.
Newly elected First Selectman Jason Hayes says people in town want more time to see additional studies done to see how this will impact their daily lives.
I think the residents are not against the development, it's the intended use. It's the fact that it's a very large cross-docking facility. And I think what really needs to be discussed is I think what the residents are asking for is a little more time, a little more research, a little more due diligence. Place this warehouse directly in the dead center of our town. Just to the right of that, running parallel, would be our new proposed downtown center, which we are working with a $3 million grant to build. So this will affect the way of life for this town for the next 40 to 50 years.
Now, Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot is at the meeting, and she will join us live once a decision is made. Well, new tonight, Eversource's winter utility rates are expected to increase from last year.
The company said there's little that it can do about it, but as Fox 61's Tim Latow reports, you can take matters into your own hands.
Eversource expects winter utility rates to increase by around 13% from last year's winter rates. Meanwhile, Eversource says it doesn't make a profit from standard utility service, but some customers say they'll only be further strapped for cash.
We don't come from a lot of money, so it would be hard on us if prices do go up.
Estevan Yacinth and fellow Eversource customers are bracing for an expected increase on January 1st. That's when Eversource says the winter utility rate could go up to $12.64 per kilowatt hour, which is 13% higher than last winter. The change has to be approved by the state government, and Berna Morello doesn't even want to think about what the bottom line on his energy bill will be.
My bill in February will probably be $800. It's not fair.
Brendan O'Brien with Eversource says supply constraints and an unforgiving market are driving up utility prices.
And here in Connecticut, we've experienced some of that rate volatility in recent years.
2 decades ago, the state government started to regulate the utilities industry and banned electricity making in Connecticut. Now, all energy transactions have to be approved by the state's Public Utilities Regulatory Authority.
Here in Connecticut, we're prohibited from generating electricity on behalf of our customers. So in order to procure that supply, in order to provide electricity to our customers, we do that through the wholesale market and purchasing it directly with electric generators.
Eversource recommends customers shop for energy on its website directly through electric generator companies to get an individual rate. Eversource says there's also a few things you can do to reduce energy consumption, like remembering to turn off lights and keeping your home a couple degrees cooler, which can add up into savings.
For the supply portion of the bill, Eversource does not profit from this portion, nor do we actually control the costs. What we pay to procure that power on behalf of our customers is ultimately what we charge in our rates, no more and no less.
Eversource leaders feel like their hands are tied, and so do customers like Morello.
There ain't nothing that we could do about it. Yeah. You know, all we can do is keep paying.
Eversource offers 3 different discount and assistance programs for low-income households. We have more information on that on our website at fox61.com. In Berlin, Tim Latow, Fox 61.
Well, it was calm out there today, but still a little breezy, I'd say, and very cold.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here now with the first check of the forecast. So what about it, Rach? Should we have a chilly week ahead?
It's still a chilly week, but none of the days this week will be as cold as today. So we got through the worst of it, but we are looking at high temperatures that will stay in the 40s for the next few days. It will be cool but calm with dry conditions and lots of sunshine. It's still breezy out there, though, but not as windy as it was earlier. Gusts up to about 25 miles per hour. And I still think there will be a breeze tomorrow, too, but temperatures will be a bit milder. And again, the wind won't be as feisty. Temperatures right now are in the 30s to right around 40 degrees, but it feels like 32 in Windham and 32 for the Waterbury area. We had some flurries earlier today. Those are gone now, and skies are actually clearing out. Overnight lows will be right around 30 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow, but it'll feel like the 20s when you factor in still a bit of a breeze. Otherwise, tomorrow I think is brighter than today. We're looking at mostly sunny skies, winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour, and high temperatures will climb into the mid to upper 40s as we head through the afternoon. Very similar conditions for Wednesday and Thursday, but with even less wind. We're going to mix things up for the end of the week, though. We're timing out some rain coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, the race for Connecticut governor is heating up. Former New Britain Mayor Erin Stewart has officially filed paperwork to become a candidate for governor. Previously, she'd announced that she would not run for re-election as mayor so that she could explore a potential run for governor. Well, now it's official. Here are the three things that we know. That paperwork was received by the State Elections Enforcement Commission this morning. She will make a special announcement Thursday at 5 p.m. at New Britain Stadium, and it's free, open to the public. In the post, she wrote, quote, "It's time for something different." Governor Ned Lamont announced last week that he will run for re-election. We have a look at Stewart's career and the others who have joined the race for Connecticut's governor on our free Fox 61 News app. Just scan the QR code right there on your screen and download our app for free.
An employee at Tweed, New Haven has died after an airport pickup truck crashed into a tree this morning. About 3 hours ago, we learned it may have been due to a medical emergency. The airport confirms the driver was an employee on duty and later passed away at the hospital, and no one else was involved. In a statement, Jeremy Nielsen, the airport manager, says this is a difficult day for all of those who knew and worked with him. He asked the community to keep the employee's family in their thoughts and prayers, and the airport is not releasing the man's name right now out of respect for the family. Police in East Haven say a pickup driver hit several cars this afternoon and multiple people now have serious injuries. Police say it happened just after 4 when the driver of a Ford F-350 hit a car at Hemingway and Dodge. Investigators say he kept going down Coe Avenue and hit another car near Diamond Marine. He continued to the Coe and Silver Sands intersection where he caused a multi-car crash. Several people were taken to the hospital, and we are waiting for an update now on how they're all doing and what exactly happened.
Well, tonight we're learning more about a homicide in Farmington, where we've learned 62-year-old David Popolarsik was stabbed to death on Friday. Over the weekend, police arrested Joshua Popolarsik, David's son, in connection with the crime. He is charged with his father's murder and was arraigned this morning. Fox 61's Solene Air shows us what happened in the courtroom.
It's a case neighbors tell me have shaken up this community in Farmington. The blue house behind me is where police found David Popolarsik in the living room with multiple stab wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Neighbors tell me he lived here with his wife, but not his son, who has been charged with his father's murder. A neighborhood unsettled and a family changed forever. It was around 4 p.m. when police were called here to Birch Street for what they say was a report of an apparent untimely death with suspicious circumstances. Police tell us the victim had multiple areas of trauma. The next day, they arrested this man, 31-year-old Joshua Popolarsik.
Probable cause hearing must be held. Did you want to be heard on that?
Joshua didn't speak to the judge or his public defender, Corey Mainville, but Mainville said she'd like to get him back in court as soon as possible.
Relatively quick date, if possible, 12/2, to sort out representation. I'm not sure if the family will be hiring counsel.
The judge gave Joshua a $3 million bond at his arraignment and said if he can afford the payment, it would have to be taken care of at the courthouse. But that would come with strict monitoring, and he'd be put on house arrest with an electronic monitor if he can post bail. While the arrest warrants are sealed for the next 2 weeks, the arrest log for Joshua shows he lives in Avon and is currently unemployed. But this isn't the first time he's had violent charges. According to court records, he pled guilty to a strangulation and suffocation in the third-degree charge from September 2023. A year later, in October 2024, he was sentenced and was given a suspended jail sentence of 11 months with 2 years of probation. That means he was charged with murdering his father while on probation from his last charges. Neighbors on Birch Street tell me they didn't know about his previous charges and have no idea what happened leading up to the stabbing. They tell me it's one of the most peaceful streets. That's now the place of one of the most horrible crimes. The next court hearing for Joshua is set for December 2nd. In Farmington, Solinera, Fox 61.
New delays in the court case involving Raul Valley, the man acquitted in that deadly Shelton house party stabbing. The judge told Raul Valley he needed a lawyer by today, but he showed up again without one. Last month, the court gave him more than a month to find an attorney. Valley says he still has no one to represent him and needs more time. The judge pushed back and told him if he either applies for a public defender or shows up with a private lawyer. Valley asked for 60 more days, and the judge cut that down and gave him 45.
I've been calling and meeting with numerous lawyers over the past month. They're asking for large sums of money, which me and my family are trying to put together. So I'm asking for a little bit more time to get that done.
Now, the victim's father says the delays are frustrating. Valley was acquitted of murder and manslaughter last year, but the state argues he came to that 2022 house party ready to use a knife. His next court date is January 6th. And if he shows up without a private lawyer, then he must apply for a public defender.
Well, during an arraignment today, prosecutors say a Naugatuck man called 911 last night to say he stabbed his mother and father. 25-year-old Stanley Santana was charged with first-degree assault and other crimes. Prosecutors say his mother locked herself in a bathroom and called 911 to say she'd been stabbed in the head. Police say Santana was outside his house where it happened when they got there and was holding the knife and waving the officers down. Police say both the mother and father were seriously hurt, but they're okay tonight.